Ahoy, morning breathers, and happy Tuesday. Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Chicken Wing Tuesday. It's National Chicken Wing Day.
It is?
International.
International. Don't sell it short.
It's bigger.
Don't sell it short.
It's bigger than your normal wing day.
No kidding.
That's big when you go international.
I didn't know that they ate wings around the world.
Well, maybe that's why there's International Day. They're trying to encourage people to.
That could be.
It's a
eat
big
more.
push.
It's a big push. The chicken wing people are all in full force today.
Glut.
Big chicken wing is up in D.C.
Yeah,
trying
big
to get
chicken
it
wing.
pushed. Big chicken wing.
Big. All right. Welcome, everybody. It is Tuesday, and we are joined today by Boss Man Matt.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you. And we have, of course, lovely Rachel in this morning.
Ahoy.
Ahoy. And we could do nothing. And might I say, we do it well. The graphics coming up to the show.
I know.
We were commenting on that earlier. Could not do any of that without SPP.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you, my lad. The new graphics we like.
Yeah.
We pay attention.
Threw it together last afternoon, and yeah.
Just a little
Been
something
all right.
special.
Yeah. We can make tweaks along the way, so any suggestions? I mean, it's not a finished product by any means, but
Oh, you have bigger plans.
yeah, I mean, it's never a finished job. There's always
Never
tweaks you can
finished-
make.
Never a
Always.
finished product.
Always do stuff better.
I'm ready for a little cartoon man to go running across there.
Mm-hmm.
When you mentioned that before we went on camera, his eyes lit up. You could see his wheels turning already on how that was going to happen.
I did have a couple ideas about more animations because I'll just pull it back up.
Okay.
But
Can you have something ready by the end of the show?
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, you got the YouTube and Facebook
I like
icons,
that.
Yeah, go follow us there.
and then, but yeah, I want to do more with because I have a sun, I have a rainy day, I have a cloud, a bunch of different stuff. So
We're gonna have to get
animate it more
Can
and
you
do
get a
something with
polar
it.
vortex
Yeah,
thing?
you can do that.
Yeah,
We
we
do
do
that.
those
Easy.
because we were in a heat dome.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have time. That was so short lived to do a heat dome
Yeah,
graphic.
that would have been interesting.
I don't know how you're gonna do it.
I don't know
You're
what
gonna
that.
find a way.
Don't know what that graphic looks like,
You're gonna
but
find a way. I had some softball last night.
and how'd that go?
It was a big brouhaha between Highland Middle School and Pekin Middle School. And,
Fierce rivalry, as I
I was
understand
looking
it.
forward to Pekin's concession stands, usually pretty good.
Yeah,
What did they have there?
Fortunately, it was their last home game, so they didn't really try.
yeah, they were kind of just selling out and being
Yeah.
done.
So that set the tone for me. I was growling the rest of the night.
Can't get my
Wanted
walking
me a
taco.
damn cheeseburger.
Beyond watching a game, concession stands are my favorite.
Oh yeah,
I grade them.
I do too.
And I'm telling you, Pekin took a hit last night. They took a hit.
I'll tell you. Since we've been going to all these ball games, you know, I like a good hot dog as much as the next guy. You don't eat a lot of hot dogs, but you go to a ball game, you about have to have a hot dog.
You
It's
do.
just kind of the thing, and they're good.
What about popcorn?
I'm not a popcorn. I mean, I don't dislike popcorn, but that's just not doesn't hit my radar very often.
There's a lot of popcorn sold.
My kids and I graded off of pork burgers.
Yeah, I like a good pork burger, but you get some of them. You know, they can't control how those are cooking, so some of them get kind of dry. But not all of them. I like a good pork burger. That's not, again, not anti pork burger.
No, like that's just something I always feel like I have to eat when I'm sitting there.
We are the number one pork state.
but yes.
But what other thing that floors me is most concession stands don't sell bags of chips anymore. And so I have to order a bag of walking taco chips
Yes.
without any walking taco stuff to eat with my sandwich. I'll usually do it for $1 or whatever.
Right.
They
We
did
ran into
have
that this weekend.
they did have chips last night, and so the menu was so short. I ordered a bag of Doritos, and the lady said, "You want a bag of Doritos?" I said, "It's on the menu." I thought it was okay,
I don't think I said that in Spanish.
and she said, "Okay, I just wanted to make sure." And I thought, "What the hell's wrong with the Doritos?"
Nobody gets a Dorito.
Nobody
so-
just orders a Dorito.
So, and I got it with a hot dog. And she took my bag and started walking over to this crock pot. And I said, whoa, I don't know what this bag of Doritos is, but I just want the Doritos and a dog. She goes, I'm getting your hot dog. She said, you want it warm, don't you?
Yes, I
I
do.
stand corrected.
Yes,
I
I do.
apologize. I thought the bag of Doritos, because I've never seen it on a menu that says bag of Doritos on the menu.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe I was getting, she was going to get some meat and stuff.
Walking
and I didn't
taco
want
stuff.
All of that.
all of that
Yeah.
with a hot dog. But I was scolded.
Well, maybe you deserved it, Tim.
Apparently,
Don't question their methods.
it very distinctly said bag of Doritos.
Not with.
Not just Doritos, not just chips.
Was there bags of barbecue chips?
I didn't see anything. Really, there was very little to see. And so I was confused and very quickly set straight.
There you go.
But I didn't go back.
I didn't get a second hot dog after that.
Not one chance. Get scolded only once in the night. Hey, so the SPP, the Southeast Iowa Video Network, we're sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
He just looked you right in the eye when he did that.
You did some other things, didn't you? You made a one button to get.
It's always been one button.
Okay.
I've always made it one button.
You seem to be more ready than ever before.
I always have it ready. I always have my finger over the 5 because I know at some point. There was one time you caught me off guard and I literally went like and jumped out of my chair to do it. But ever since then, I've always been ready for it.
Very good. Well, thank you, Casey, and all the gang over at KCTC. And the four of us this morning, we are powered by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you, Willie.
It's Willie and all the Hy-Vees and Hy-Vee Fast and Freshes. So I was reading an article this morning. You want to talk about Gabe Arnold real quick?
Well, so Jeff actually brought it up. He just put Gabe Arnold question mark. We don't have to talk much about it. Gabe Arnold's a wrestler for Iowa. Highly touted. Came in early. We actually moved here from Georgia. Went to high school at Iowa City West or High. I guess I don't know which one, but switched high school so he could be closer to the program. And a big talker, but
Exciting to watch.
exciting to watch. A good wrestler. And yesterday the news broke that he got dismissed from the team. There's no details, and there's a lot of so 'cause the way social media is. You don't. It's hard to tell what is true. There's not been an official statement from the university that I have seen anyway, but he may or may not be dismissed. And then you heard that.
Yeah, part of the things that I read from one of my sources that was, he's been dismissed, but there's a good chance he'll be back in the fall.
Okay,
So,
which is like a month away
I
or
don't
2 months
know what
away.
to
But
believe anymore because I saw something that P. Diddy got all the charges dropped. So
yeah, I don't
they're
think
in
that's
jury
true.
deliberations. So I don't know if I believe anything anymore.
Yeah. So Gabe Arnold may or may not be dismissed from the team, and he may or may not be back in the fall.
We don't know.
We don't really know. Nothing official from the university has come out that I know of
Tom has yet to call me.
to let you know what's happening.
And I don't. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, but that kid was all. I mean, he was all in. He literally
He was
packed up
big-time
and
hot.
moved and did the thing. And
Said I'll wrestle anywhere last year. He
yeah,
didn't
that's
care.
right. That's right. He kind of moved around weights, and
But it's a tough year for him this year.
yeah, it is.
And here I thought it was going to be a tough year for Patrick Kennedy because they're both the same weight. You all into this, aren't you, Rachel?
Absolutely.
Patrick Kennedy turned out he's a tough dude, and I'm not sure that Gabe can beat him.
I don't know if he's got a spot. I'd hate for him to leave under any terms really,
Right.
but bad terms. But also, he's still. We were talking. He's still got at least
3 years,
Three
I
years
think.
of eligibility, so he's still got.
He'd have a great spot next year.
Yeah,
for
for sure he would.
For sure.
So anyway,
We're getting closer to wrestling. Oh, that's good.
yeah, I know we're getting there.
Season tickets will be ordered pretty soon. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, the sound of the toilet flushing.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Jimmy's here, Cindy's here, Denise is here. Ahoy to all.
Ahoy to everybody. I read another story this morning. Tell me what you think about this, everybody. There's a push from some professor, oddly enough, out of Penn State, that says There should be no more left turns allowed in a vehicle.
What?
No left turns. They're the biggest cause of accidents. There's fewer people turn left than anything else. Therefore, left turns should be banned.
What do you do when you're in a downtown city with a bunch of one-way streets?
3 rights.
There you go. 3 rights make a wrong.
Oh, talk
You'll
about
eventually get there.
backtracking.
Yeah, well, I don't know if this is true or not. I heard the rumor, this is a long time ago, that UPS wouldn't allow its drivers to make left turns because it's.
Did not know that.
Well, I don't know if it's true even. I just think I heard that. But UPS as a company said, nope, only right turns. It actually supposedly saved fuel because you don't idle as long. It stops. I mean, there's financial reasons behind it, I'm
There
sure.
was a lot of data this guy had about how much time how much more time it takes, and there's dead time at the intersections waiting for the left turn light
Right.
to turn green.
Yep.
And then when it does turn green, there's a dead spot waiting for the other ones to go green.
Yep. So, yeah, I think it sounds like a giant pain in the butt.
I'm not liking it, but
I think that you'd have way more traffic on right turn streets. How would I explain that? You know?
it would create other problems
Yeah.
for sure. But they're saying, this professor is saying, that because so few turn left, which in the whole scheme of things, a lot of people are turning right or straight, more right and straight than left.
So if you're at, this is a Washington specific, but if you're sitting at Goodwill, 4th and Washington, right? You're heading south like you're heading towards the middle school, and you want to go to Walmart. You can't go left, so you got to go straight, and you got to go
Can't get there.
2 blocks straight because it's one way on the other side of the middle school. Go back down to whatever that second,
Yep.
back up to the stoplight, and then
It could be as much as 4 blocks, this guy said.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you could go 4 blocks to get yourself.
And I'm thinking, I head out and I go to North 12th down the 4 lanes, and which is a left turn.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They're putting in a stoplight.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. For sure. I won't turn left there.
mean,
I won't go there and turn left. I'll
think
go.
about
Avoid
that.
12th altogether.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, and then think about that. You're going down the 4 lanes. You got to go on past, clear down to turn right and go back around.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
Just think of the new neighborhoods you'll get to see.
That is
That's
true.
right.
But think about all the
There
backtracking you'd have to do in
there
some
could
towns.
be a lemonade stand out there that you've missed all this time.
There could be. There could be.
Yeah, that sounds like it can't. Even with the data, people aren't going to do that.
It's going to be very difficult. It's a very difficult habit to break.
Yeah, and we're just talking in our little
Little
town,
Washington.
in Little Washington, let alone.
Chicago.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Next
Yeah,
thing
think
you-
about that. And you miss your turn.
Next thing you know, you're in Idaho.
Could be.
That's a
It's a long drive.
Yeah. I think you'd realize it before you got
I
there.
turn right, and next thing I know, I'm in Montana.
You know what they should do? They should try it for a week and then have people post videos of the longest drive they had to make before they made it down the street.
It's not happening. Hey, people.
We can't use our phones anymore.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Rachel.
As of today,
You can use dash cams.
Yeah.
don't have one of those. I'm not gonna buy one of those.
I'm just saying.
That's true.
You could really make a fun little vlog about that.
You can,
How about you try it?
Yeah, you do that
You
and
try it for
No.
a week or so.
let us see how that goes.
You're right. You're our idea person, Rachel. So you try that one.
Oh, man.
And when we're in the limo, we're going to go back to
Yes,
turn left.
I do want to do that.
I'm ready to. I'm ready to go. Just say when. I'm just waiting for somebody to say, "Hey, we're doing this."
We're doing it's happening.
I still want to go to Arkansas. I'm just saying.
You could do that.
2 days.
I,
1 day down, 1 day back.
I'm for it. There's logistics that have to be figured out, but
It's a limo. It'll put a little antenna on it.
you get the blimp. I'm for sure going.
God, the blimps are hard to come by.
I don't know if I'd want to ride in a blimp.
How hard can it be, Rachel?
What could be bad about a
I
blimp?
They're
don't
calling it the safest mode of transportation, Rachel.
Blimps are? Mm-hmm. Because there's only 5 out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Less
Well, the
percentage.
used ones.
5 used ones.
I don't want, I don't want the scrapyard ones.
Oh, my.
Is there a scrapyard somewhere just full of blimps? That
Well, no, the only parts that left is what was carrying people.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
The blimp part is gone.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, what else? Well, 7:30. Let's take a little break here, and we'll come back and figure out. We'll talk about some Rachel stories, maybe.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your healthcare.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, welcome back, Morning Breathers, to Tuesday's edition of our little show we call the Morning Breath. Caught you in the middle of a coffee drink, didn't we?
You did. It's all good.
It's all good.
Okay. My left turn thing didn't take off, so we're going to go right to Rachel's stories. Although we could have gone into roundabouts, but we've already discussed that before.
We have, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there is lots of data that supports that, but in practicality, not so much.
Like a roundabout out at 12th would have been cool. A 3-way roundabout, that'd have worked.
Yeah, probably.
I
Yeah.
don't know unless you're a semi.
Well, there's lots of roundabouts out and about now, but semis seem to make it through. I wouldn't want to do it, but
I wouldn't either.
Well, once the semi gets out there, what are you going to do? You're not cutting them off.
nope. Nope.
You give them whatever space they need. Rachel's stories. This is Tuesday.
Yay.
And we want to be nice and have good stories instead
Positive.
of our normal
Positive stories.
whatever stuff we have. The dog one is really good, but you want to talk about the 80-year-old distance runner that doesn't plan to slow down anytime soon, Rachel?
Absolutely. Long Island senior citizen David Frazone is the talk of the running world, lacing up his sneakers to race and win twice a week at the age of 80.
He's all the talk of the running world. That's all I see on my internet feed.
Exactly.
Right.
I have a running app.
You do a lot of running, Tim?
No, I have a running app, so I don't have to.
Oh, nice.
It runs for him.
Boy, I've had a rough week.
It shows videos of other people running.
Wears me out. But I stretch good before I watch it.
That's good. Most
good.
people I run with are a good 15, 20 years younger than me, the speedy man of New Hyde Park told the Post.
You little whippersnappers can't keep up.
He is still showing out. They always try to beat me, but I win most of them. How much do you want to bet it's like, playing Uno with your grandma and you
let her win.
or grandma lets the kid win. I don't know.
Yeah, well, also, he's 80, and he says most of these people are 15 to 20 years younger, so they're like 65.
It's not like they're young either.
That's the point.
If it's a running club, who's going to be like, hey, let's take down Dave this week?
Let's get Dave. He's getting a little cocky. Let's take him out.
Spike his water drink.
Man, Frazone has run the New York City and Boston marathons in the past and typically participates in a mix of 5K and 10K races.
Well, he's not even running that far. 5 and 10Ks.
Okay. It's only 6 miles.
On select weeknights, all while training for larger half marathons in between. Frazone ran track in high school. Didn't you guys run track?
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
See, you could do this.
Back when I ran track. That's why I have the app now.
Then attended Staten Island Community College, which did not have a team and unfortunately hung up his shoes for a few decades. See, he hung up his shoes for a few decades.
Well, then there's still time.
There's still
Thank you,
there's still
Rachel.
time.
You're making me feel better.
Yeah, that's life. You start raising a family. I have 3 kids, a wife, of course, said Frazone, who worked as a director of engineering implementation and later an accountant.
He was working on left turns.
He was.
He
He
was.
was an engineer for,
He
eliminating
was.
left turns.
However, when
He's
his
a loser.
however, that's not very kind.
You kind of took the positive out of that story.
Yeah, I got to try.
However, when his trio of pride and joy discovered the family genetics and wanted to start running as kids, that moved Frazone to come out of retirement in his 40s. After catching his second win, Frazone and his wife, Maureen, took on the Gargantuan?
Gargantuan.
Okay, New York City Marathon, which he finished in about 5 hours in 2010.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
That's, it's not. I mean, you're not going to win anything with that, but that's
Because the winning time is like 2 hours.
It was like 2 something. But it's so anyway. If you finish a marathon at any time, good for you. But 5 hours is. I bet that's
respectable.
It's I think that's respectable.
Even more than respectable.
I'd say it's probably mid-ish pack, maybe a little past halfway as far as the pack. I mean, these races have 20,000.
If you had to put a
30,000
percentage on it, 1% being the first place finisher, and 100% being guys like me crawling to the finish line at the end.
So 5 hours is respectable. Absolutely.
You know, you see those memes. I want to be a part of a family that does not run on Thanksgiving morning.
Yes, I have.
Would you be watching the parade person or would you be running?
There was a point in my life where I'd be running. Today, not as much, right? But
Is there a third option? Because I don't like either of them.
there's football on later.
I was
You'd
going to
be
say,
all right.
that's probably my third option.
Yeah, making the food, getting the food.
See, that's my job.
So I think I've said this story before, but when I lived in Cresco, the guy moved in next to us, and I don't know how old he was, but he had to be pushing 80. But at one time, and he was from Cresco, and he left and moved back, and he was retiring in Cresco. At one time, he had the world record for the most marathons run in a calendar year.
Wow.
And that was like, he was well over 50. It has since been broken. But he'd go, I mean, he literally lived on the road. He bought an old hearse, legitimately an old hearse.
Oh, my.
Converted the back into sleeping quarters. And he would drive from one town to the next and run sometimes back to back, dated like one Saturday, one Sunday, and then drive to the next town where the next weekend was another marathon. And he would run. He said he never didn't finish a marathon, including the one where he was running, and I think I've said this story before, but where he was running and his quad muscle separated from the bone, and he still finished the race because he didn't want to drop out. I think his time
That's
suffered.
a guy thing.
I
right
think
there.
his time
I
suffered.
mean, we've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all done that.
I'm going to get a drink from the fridge. Quad just separates. Don't want to wimp out, so you just keep walking to the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. But even when he lived next to us, he would still go out on runs. I don't know if he was running marathon distances, but he would still go, and he had to be 80.
Oh, Denise,
So-
the Y in the Quad Cities has Turkey Trot 5K, and we do it every year.
There you
It's
go.
so much fun to do with family. Makes turkey and beer so good.
Yes.
I can't get into the whole running thing, although I should. Cardio's good for you.
I did. I was all in for a while, and then I was all out for a while.
Excuse me, I'm making notes.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
I can't wait. Don't be looking at my sheet. Don't be looking at my
I
answers.
need a pen.
I have about 15 here.
We happen to have a wide variety.
Nice.
And I've noticed that the quarter remains. I love that.
The
I
quarter
like
is
the
here.
quarter. It's kind of just our little friend.
He's been here a long
It
time.
means nothing to anybody that's watching this show. That I can tell.
At some point, we need to get a quarter cam.
It's funny how we like to do that on this show, that we just talk about stuff that nobody cares
Nobody
about.
can see.
Nobody can see it.
But what you need to know is there's been a quarter on the table for I don't know how long.
It's a long time.
Before I was here.
Yeah, it's been there a long time. I remember when it was. I remember why it's there. I don't remember when that was.
100 episodes. I don't
Maybe.
know. It's been there a while.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, there's our random topic that nobody cares about.
Yeah, nobody cares. I think that we could go on with more stories, but I think we need to get set for the day. So let's take a break so that we can get set for the day.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Welcome back and ahoy, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Tuesday, ahoy!
Nice day today.
It's
gonna get a
gorgeous.
little warm.
It was actually, and it was actually
Don't
cool.
even
It was
say it.
cool. It was great, but it was cool this morning. It was like 61.
That heat dome that we had is apparently moved over to the motherland.
Yeah, well, it's gonna get up there again, but not like it was.
Not like it was. We can take it now.
Yeah.
And
We
it's,
get burned.
it's the Tuesday before the 4th of July.
Yes, it is. We have short week this week, Rachel. Don't come in Friday.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't be
good.
here Friday.
Thank you.
We're going to put that out there right now. We're planning that. No need. The door will be locked.
Okay.
The lights will be off. Peter won't be here.
Peter.
Sorry.
Sorry, he said sorry. I don't think you're sorry.
I am sorry. I'm like 5% sorry.
I'm like 5% sorry. You just want to put
You should
percentages
be
on it.
0%.
I'm 5% sorry and 95% happy I get to sleep in. So,
How long will you sleep?
I don't know. It depends. The time we had the 12-hour game,
Yeah.
that was a while. It was a while.
Sleeping Beauty. Okay. I think we should get set for the day. What do you say, Peter?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's Let's
Get set for the day.
It is Tuesday. It is the first day of July.
July 1.
So we're half done with this year. It is episode 338. Temperature, or the time right now is 7:45 a.m. Temperature right now in Fairfield 68, Mount Pleasant 67, in Washington 68. Lots of sunshine today with a high of 86. So it's still warm. Still plenty warm.
We're going to have way more sun than a postage stamp could bring, couldn't we? Because a postage stamp is not very big, and it's National Postage Stamp Day.
Yeah. I knew where you're going
Go
with that.
spend $1.
But I didn't know how you're going to get there.
That was kind of a weird way to get there. But.
High of 86, low of 63. Today's headlines from SoutheastIdahoUnion.com. That's a wrap on the Greater Jefferson County Fair.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
You should be doing this in reggae.
Did you
Any
give that
reggae music,
Yeah,
SPP?
did you
No idea.
set up some background reggae?
I don't know what that is. I'm afraid.
Oh, background,
The
like
steel
on the
drums?
island.
Yeah, steel drums, Bob Marley stuff.
You know when you go to the island?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just called steel drum. I didn't know. I didn't know the name.
pot. We could be
Kids don't listen.
just light up a fatty.
The TTT Society empowers Mount Pleasant girls through a camp experience.
Sing reggae.
And Washington Demons softball wins the Southeast Conference. That was like last Thursday. They wrapped that
I feel
up.
like we're scooting by a conversation here. Or something.
How
What's going
come you're
on?
not talking about this, man?
Well, we can talk about all you want. I'm just not sure where that's going to end up.
Because I'm so experienced. I know what I'm talking about.
Sports tonight. Fairfield baseball hosts Clear Creek Amana, and Mount Pleasant baseball and softball both travel to West Burlington. This day in history. On this day in 1979, which is
Pre-SPP.
pre-SPP, Sony began selling this Walkman, a portable cassette player, an international sensation. The device changed the way people listen to music.
That thing was awesome.
It was. I was so excited to get my first Walkman. It was the best ever. It was like cool.
I never had
Can
one.
you see
I
Matt out there wearing his spandex?
No, there was no
running
spandex. First of
with
all,
his Walkman.
I was 7, so I not so much that, but
He probably had like those arm. What are those?
wrist sweatbands. No, I didn't have these
It seemed
sweatbands.
like more a female thing was wearing the,
I thought everybody wore them back in the day.
morning of the, what do you call this? The long pants,
Yoga
leggings.
The
yeah,
leotard,
yeah,
the
yeah.
workout videos that you saw.
Not for me. No, nobody went. I
They
didn't
had
even
the
want.
thong on the outside.
Yeah, they did.
Then the women figured out, wait a minute, this should go underneath all that.
Nobody wants to see Matt in spandex, including Matt. So, not happening.
Secretly don't dress
I
in
don't. It's not happening.
That's what we should wear in our
Rachel.
limo video.
Rachel.
Nope.
Let's go easy.
Yeah. Wear it underneath of my jeans. That's about as close as you're gonna get.
We're giving bad vibes right now, Rachel.
No.
What happened to nice Rachel and good stories?
No spandex. We need a graphic for that, Peter.
We need
No
a
spandex
costume.
graphic.
We need a theme.
No
Spandex
spandex.
free zone here.
We need a theme.
Not.
It's called Wake Up, Laugh, and Go to Work.
Yeah, some people can pull off spandex. Most people cannot.
Okay.
So, I would be in the cannot pull that off category. So, there you go. But the Walkman was awesome. The Discman then came out when I was a little. Did you ever have a Discman?
Yes.
I didn't have
Those
that.
things were awful because they skipped all the time. I mean, how could they not? But
Did you have the great big book of CDs in
oh
your car?
god, yes, yeah.
I had 8 tracks.
Well, until you didn't.
That's what I did.
Until you didn't. Peter, not Peter. Sorry, you just lost your job. Rachel, random joke, random quote, or random fact.
Random fact, please.
Random fact, please. During his entire lifetime, Vincent van Gogh was known to have sold only 1 painting.
Did you know that Bob Ross didn't sell any of his paintings either?
I know,
Yeah.
but he was happy about it.
The happiest dude ever.
He
Bob
was
Ross.
so happy.
Put a happy little sun right here.
Happy.
Oh, yep, right
Vincent
there.
Happy
Van Gogh.
trees. Happy trees.
Just put this cloud.
You know, that should give people hope. All of these
there he
home
is.
painters think one day maybe there could be a shrine of your painting
Happy
somewhere.
little accidents.
There you go.
Happy little trees.
Happy little accident.
He had great hair.
He did. I saw this video. He actually made 3 paintings of each painting. One to practice on, one for the show, and then one to refine. And there's some.
So that he was
museum.
really trying on the third one.
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know.
Fun facts.
Ray says he might be able to produce some photos of Matt in spandex. It's going to be a Ragbri photos.
See?
So, biking shorts, but I will guarantee you I had another pair of shorts on over the top of them.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because nobody wants to see, not even a in-shape
Oh my goodness.
17-year-old Matt Bryant. Nobody wants to see that.
You want to be more positive. Confident.
I am being positive. I am positive.
I think that was back in the day. I had biking shorts and maybe a shirt or maybe not.
Yeah.
Back then, I also had hair on my head.
Yeah. Speaking of hair on your head, Ray also says Bob Ross was in the military.
Really?
Because Ray knows.
He does.
I think he was in the Air Force or something like that.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Ray and SPP.
Ray and SPP
apparently
know.
have done papers on Bob Ross. A report on them at some point in your life.
Got my book report on Bob Ross. It's not true, but
Bring that out sometime. I'd like to hear more.
yeah.
We need to do today's takeaway. SPP, do you have a takeaway for today?
Hang
on to that thought. Boss Man Matt, do you have a takeaway today?
I don't know what NASCAR is going to do if they take away left turns.
They're in trouble.
I know.
Because it won't be the same. It will not be the same turning right.
Yeah,
they built all those cars to turn left.
I know. They're going to have to rebuild everything. They're going to have to rethink everything.
Yeah.
I know.
Leave it to Penn State guy to
screw up NASCAR.
Rachel, do you have today a takeaway for today?
Yes. You guys all love roundabouts and you have a fear of North 12th.
That's true.
I avoid it. I don't want to be anywhere near it.
That's okay. I just don't like it around 3 p.m. when the.
I won't turn left if I'm trying to get on the 4 lanes from there. I won't do it.
I'll go to the Ainsworth. Turn right.
Take the scenic route.
That's the way I go.
There you go.
I already do. I don't take the other county roads.
There you go.
SPP?
First off, for all sports fans, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. He gets paid $1.2 million by the Mets today and will be for the next decade. It's a long story, but
Wow.
yeah.
I thought that was a NASCAR story for a minute.
Mm.
Bobby. Who is he's a what for the Mets?
He used to play for the Mets, and he got bought out, and they deferred his contract with like an 8% interest rate or whatever. So it's like $28 million for the next 25 years. And that was in
Smart
2010. So he gets paid $1.2 million or so every year for the next.
Therefore, his manager get paid about 25 or percent.
There's cuts on top of it, but
exactly.
he gets paid a lot of money not to play baseball. So
That sounds like a good gig.
Wow. I should have tried harder in Little League.
Yeah, or be a football coach. The same thing with them. They're all getting paid out to not coach.
That's a great takeaway. My takeaway, if you're done.
Yeah, go ahead.
If my takeaway is that some awesome memories were brought up when we, of the many times my quad has separated from my thigh.
Your thigh bone.
Such the greatest memories.
Yes.
I went back in time for a bit.
There you go.
So the biggest topic that got the most reaction today was Bob Ross. Cindy thought Bob Ross was a drill sergeant and frustrated being negative all the time, so he stopped and became a painter. And Ray said he was, in fact, a master sergeant in the Air Force.
Everyone loves Bob Ross.
Yes, I bet he didn't have that hair in the military.
That's probably why he had the hair.
Yeah, he's probably like, I'm going the other way now.
Yeah. He had
Not
to shave
saving
it.
that ever again. All right, there we have it. Okay, I think that's going to be the show for today. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for the comments on any platform that you're using. We'll be back tomorrow. Go have a great Tuesday, and until tomorrow, bye.